Hey Busters, welcome back to another capsule toy video. So today we'll be taking a look at the brand new Kuwagata 02 series. So here you go. So as you guys already know, these are 500 yen capsule toys. So this one just released first week of August. Yeah, first week of August. So here's the mini booklet. It says Kuwagata 02. Unfortunately, this time, as you guys may be seen, it doesn't show the lineup. There's only 4 types in the lineup, and it just shows right here, depending on like the pincer types. It's just the sorry guys, let's see if I can zoom in here, just so we can see it. The 4 types. It doesn't actually list them all actually, but the 4 types here are. Oops. I think it's my finger. There we go. The Miyama Kuwagata, Miyama Kuwagata, the Mandiburis, Futamata Kuwagata, and the Didieri Stag Beetle. Sorry guys, don't really know these, but pretty much just based on the thing. There's the small one, the big one, and then this big protruding one that goes up, and then there's one more that's rare that they don't quite show here, but it's just the Larva Grub. I guess for the here it is, the Larva Grubs right there, kind of like that. Looks really gross and big. I guess when you roll them, they're like this. Usually they come with sealed in like plastic shrink wrap, 2 layers, like one this way and one the other way, to make sure even if it rips, it stays there. However, this rare one is just in a white capsule. So for those who are like in Japan or have the machine, they can actually see the rare one is in a white capsule. So but yeah, that's this one. So let's open this up. The reason this one's already not in shrink wrap is because I personally roll these in Japan. These are 500 yen each. I think I mentioned that. On well, because these ones usually, like the series I collect, the Gundam series. This is a throwaway piece except for the clear part. The clear piece here is the only part you want to keep. But yeah, the Gundam series that I like to collect, the the Mobile Suit Ensemble series. Throw this away. Let me just show you guys. So like these guys are great. I highly recommend these for guys, busters who are like into Gundam or even just robots. These are like 500 yen too, but you have to build these, like great articulation, color molding, everything. These things are superb. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, those are generally color coded based on capsules. So like those are before it was sets of 5, now it's 6, but generally there's a white, blue, yellow, red, and a green capsule. However, and you can kind of tell what's in which color. However, these ones are color coded. So here's the stand. As always, you're unable to tell which one comes out. Sometimes you kind of could, depending on like what's on the side, and you can kind of see like basic details, like the shape of the back or the color. But however, this one is just everything's just like a dark shade. There's nothing you can really use to help you snipe. So but yeah, and then as always, here the clear piece here is the stand. It's a hexagon. It's hexagon, so don't try to force rotate it. You just gotta pull it out. I like to just shake it out, and then you want to angle one kind of 45 degrees, like so. And then the other one, you can choose however you want to. Apparently, they recommend having it more outwards, but there we go. So I think this one goes down like so. Whoop. I'm just gonna not push it in too hard. I'm just gonna leave it like this for now, and then plug it in. Before, for bees, for those who collect bees, they recommend it this way, but this time, because of how heavy they are, they recommend you putting it in this way. So and then as always, you get a full set. You should get 6 bags, 1 green for the legs, a pink and clear for the wings, left and right, the head, body, and the pincers. So let me just crack these open with our trusty scissors. So 1, 2. And I think I mentioned it before, it also says in the booklet. However, don't worry about the green or the colors of the packages, because while they are color coded to help you figure out which one is left and right wings, they did, however, mold like a small L and R shape on the side, so you do know which piece is which, along with the legs. So these are garbage. Japan recyclable garbage. Here's the mandible. So this one is the small one. So this is the Kuwagata, or the Miyama Kuwagata. Apparently, this is, I guess, the title one. So at least here in Japan, this one is kind of like the rare one, or the highly sought after one. So by title one, I mean like it's the one used in the I guess in the Gashapon. In the front, there's like a little big piece so you can see what you're rolling. This is like the advertised one. So, but yeah, here is the antennas. I think I showed last time, but I do recommend putting these in first now, because of how thin these pieces are. Putting these in, you know, you don't really want to add stress marks to these, so that's why I recommend putting those in first. You have the pincers, you got the legs. Each piece here has a sprue mark with a number. So 3 is the rear legs, 2 is the middle one, and 1 is the front leg. So each piece does have. So here's 2 and 1. It's upside down, and the wings are left and right. On this, there's a small piece and a big piece. It's on the small piece that you can tell whether it's left or right. So just here on the underside of it. Just focus. Let's find where that. So here you can kind of see it's written here on the shell. It just says R. So you know this is the right piece, and the other one is the left piece. For L, they never put it on the square. They always put it on top for some reason. So yeah, there's the left piece, and then you just kind of match them together. So don't try to put them on like this. They do slide on. So because there's a crevice here, so you just gotta slide them on, so you know which one is which. And then some of you might be saying, oh, once I slide it on, you know, how do I know which wing is which? When you put it in, just try to remember that for the small piece here, there's a protrusion, right? You want the protrusion on the bottom. So this is the left piece, because on the left side of the body, it protrudes out from the bottom. Or another way is, when you have the wing, it kind of angles upwards, then down. You want it angling it down. So if you put it on the left here, it angle up. You want the wings just angling down. So that's another way to kind of remember. But you can always just take these apart, super easy. So just put these there, and you know the detail in the wing, as always, is really good. So, and here is a little extension port that you just plug up here. Oops, right, I didn't put it. So it just plugs in here, because this is where the port from the body here would go. So you can make it fly. And they just recommend having it somewhat like this time, straight up. So alright, so let's get to it. Let's first do the head. Ooh, so this head's kind of like squarish, quite different from the other ones. Actually, that's pretty cool. So first, let's get the antennas out of the way. Let's see, these ones I recommend maybe just using these ones. You can, I mean, they're not like hard plastic. They're, I guess they're like slightly soft, so you can just twist these off. I probably recommend just twisting these off and then using scissors to trim off the nub pieces, because if you use scissors, you don't really want to, I mean, scissors will save you some time in the beginning, so I recommend just maybe twisting them off first. Throw away piece, then you get the scissors to trim off the excess. So you get a nice round piece. So here you just kind of like trim them off, like whoop. One. Because for this part, the antenna specifically, you do want to trim it. Reason being, putting it in the head, because the head, the holes here. Because let's see if you guys can see it. So there's one hole here and here. Sorry guys, let me brighten it a bit for you so it's maybe a little bit easier for you guys to see. There you guys go. So as you can see here, sorry about that, it's like 1 and 2. So the holes are actually quite, the perfect size, so it is kind of quite hard. So I do recommend putting these. So these go out, but even though it's out, you do want your whole the open area for your finger to really get it here. Something stuck there, it makes it really hard. So as for which one is which, I don't know, honestly. I'm just gonna guess. Let's see the antennas. Let's see if the instructions actually mention anything about which way the antennas go. Sorry guys, let me just check. This is no, these are strictly about the legs. Here we go. So they just aim forward. All they did is supposed to say aim forward. So nothing really. I'm guessing it should bend upwards. So let's just go with bend upwards. But if any of you guys know, please let me know down in the comment section below. That'd be great help. So yeah, so this one, did I push it in nicely? So yeah, it feels like it went in. Yep. So this one didn't have like a really satisfying pop in, but looks like it's in. Because I think if it's the other way, might be the other way. So it's kind of hard to tell, but let's just put these in. So this one, just got to slowly push it in. There we go, and there we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, have it stick out, but antennas there. And then now the main mandible pieces. So let's see. Based on the picture, the mandible should aim downwards. So I think it was this way, right? So here we got this one, so it curves down. So we want it curving down, like so. So we just push these in with a nice satisfying pop. And one more here. There we go. And they're aimed downwards with the spikes, right? I mean this way. Yeah, we want it bent down. I mean this way kind of curves out, so you want it this way. So apparently there's a rare one with the, not rare one, but the most sought after one with the smaller pincers, but I'll later show you in the size comparison just how big of a difference. So moving on with the legs, let's see what we got. Let's just go in order. So one, hold on guys, like just got delivery. I won the Jump Treasure Box campaign. You just enter on Twitter, lots, I think there was a couple 10,000 or something. It's just a collection of random stuff bits, but yeah. So yeah, so this is one. So for those wondering, one. So these I definitely recommend just twisting off. Much easier to rip off than the antenna ones. Probably be size. One is for the head, and you want to aim the legs upwards. So just push the legs in. I recommend every time I do it, I just kind of, as I push it, I kind of like twist them in, like so. So just kind of put pressure on all sides, so it's easier to. So you don't put too much pressure on just the peg, because these pegs are small despite it, and the legs are solid pieces. So, and also recommend holding the head because, ow, like the attention to detail. These things are sharp, like real beetles. They are stupidly sharp. So they do hurt a bit. So this is 3. So these are the bottom legs. I'm just gonna do number 2 first. Get the middle legs out of the way. 1 and 2. So these angle up. No, the bottom legs should angle down. So like so. So this one has a bit of a protrusion. So I'm just gonna round it off a bit with my nail. Because all of these, the body is slightly soft plastic, so like not soft plastic, but enough that it kind of like widen the opening gap in order to get the legs in. So there's 1 and 2, trying to make it cockroachy like. There we go, and the other one. Sorry, Busters, that these videos always take so long. So I always wondered, like, if you guys actually want me to like actually show you guys on screen as I'm building it, or you guys just want me to pre-build these because you guys already know what it's like inside, or just straight up skip. So let me know. So we got the little cockroach legs, as I was real gross. And then you just plug in the head here. Usually I like to make sure this is straightened. So when you push it in, there we go, a nice satisfying pop, and we are done. So let's get it focused here. Look at that. Real nice. Like the color too. Even though this is supposed to be like brown, you got this like green. So real cool. Really nice. So yeah, like a real, look how realistic these look. Like the eyes just glowing. Mandibles here, so real amazing. So real good. But yeah, for those who want to know how to do the wings, they recommend, so it should be like this. You should want to angle it down, so here opens a bit of gap, so you have room for the wings. Lift them up and angle them sideways, like outwards 45, which will give, so here you can see there's a whole peg hole. That's how you do it. As always, just have the wings angled down so you know which one is which. Gently push it in. There you go. Because, you know, clear pieces are quite brittle. So for those wondering, at least from this set and the previous set, all their wings seem to be the same. So if you have a wing, collect the other ones, I think you can just mix and match them. They don't make a difference. So that's how it looks like when it's flying. Bzzz, or I don't know what sound beetles make, but so let me angle this upwards. Oh, Buster-kun, when did you fall over? So we just peg this hole here, the only hole available, and now you can have them displayed in a flying pose. Whoa, let me angle this even higher, like so. So yeah, look at that. So great display piece. For those who want it in a flying position. Honestly, with the amount of beetles I have, while I personally, when I first collected these, I thought I would never put these in flying mode because, like, what's the point? But now, like, it does look good, like in a flying position, you know. But another way I maybe suggest, if you have lots, maybe I was thinking, like, because while it's on the floor is great and you can compare them with the other ones, I was thinking maybe you kind of just have them down, just like in a walking position, like a normal one, and you just kind of display them like they're upwards. I mean, it looks kind of funny, but when all of them are like this way, you know, for example, I'll just show quickly, like you have one here, and then you have one here, and then say like you have another one here, you just got all of them in a line. I think that might look pretty good. However, on the floor is probably best though, in this position, but yeah. There we go. So, just to go over bits of articulation and whatnot, as you guys already saw here, the pincers are here. Everything is on ball joints, but you know, it rotates this much and outwards this much. So, I mean, in terms of articulation, it's a beetle. I don't know how much articulation you want beyond, you know, just kind of basic ones. The legs, unlike the first series, are just one piece. The first series, set 1, the legs here were kind of actually movable, so a bit unfortunate they decided to go with this. Although honestly, it's not too unfortunate because, you know, I never really utilized that function of the bending. So if they're able to save money and put it elsewhere for the series, great, you know, great. In terms of, yeah, but sculpting detail, superb as always, like super sharp. I mean, like here you can kind of see on the head, it's just rough detail, but smooth here. Like here on the inside, you got that. It's nice. On the bottom, you got these weird little like rough parts here, but smooth here. And then you got the big protruding eyes. Great attention, like even the mini one out parts here. Great attention to detail. In terms of paint apps, you know, really good. Like I really like how this is like a brown, but then it just greens. It's kind of maybe hard to show on my camera because it's so crappy, but it's green here with like bits of green. So In hand, it's a lot easier to see the green, but yeah. Oops. So this part just popped off. I was wondering why it's so loose. So this is just a ball joint, so everything here is just ball joint. So don't worry guys if things kind of like break. You can easily pop them back on. So just hang. So I just gotta go find the correct part. Where are you at? Nope. Ooh, did I push it further in? Just gotta. Let's just have it this way and push it in. Should be good. There we go. But yeah, in terms of paint apps, you know, it's really good. As I was talking about the paint here, the brown, molding, everything's great. So yeah. As for size comparison, as always, here's a Digimon memory gauge. This is generic poker size, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, you name it. Not Yu-Gi-Oh or the other mini game size, mini card size. So it's about this long from the legs here. Like wide, it's about 1 card wide. Length, you know, if you start from the legs, nowhere close, but if you start from the body, like it just goes from the butt to the head. It's next to the pincer, so it's about like 1 and 1 up. So of course, if people want to see size comparisons, this is the first number 1 from the same series. Number 3, the DD Mandibulis or something. So you guys can kind of see the difference. So listening high, I mean, oops, sorry. So you can kind of see the difference in the shells. You know, I'm just gonna angle this upwards so it's easier to see all the differences. You know, it's real nice, like that. And from the set that came out just a week before this, the last week of July, the Rhino Beetles. So here the Rhino Beetles are smaller. I mean, about the same size. So these guys also have the non-movable legs. Oh, there's that. That was the Rhino Beetle. This is the that's not the Rhino, but that was the Hercules Beetle. There's the Hercules Beetle with a much longer horn. So like that. The Rhino Beetle is this one. So there we go. And from the first set of the Kuwagata Stag Beetles, so here it is. The first set was the boys were much bigger. So as you can see, quite the size difference. Like I say the first set was about 10 or 20% bigger. And then as you can see, the limbs here are on like ball joints. So they were able to move. So these guys were not able to move. So these guys are small, but however, despite this big size, I do kind of like the smaller one. While the big one was nice, the heads here were kind of flippy floppy, so I do prefer this one. And look, this one's just way, you can just definitely see the huge difference in size. So much bigger. However, I do want to note that even though they are like this, like a huge size difference, I'm not actually sure if that's actually just like they decided to shrink the size just to save cost because of more detail, or possibly the scale they were going for, those just happen to be that much bigger, and then these guys were just smaller. So you know, but yeah, overall that's about it, Busters. Again, the video just getting longer and longer, sorry about that. But yeah, just to go over everything, great sculpt and coloring as always. Pros, like, it's great. There's nothing I don't like about it. This guy's great. I guess if I had to go over cons, I wish they kind of were bigger. They stayed in scale with the other ones. However, the trade-off, if the trade-off is they're able to keep their heads up like this versus always flipping down, I'm okay with that trade-off. You know, the other ones, I think maybe the legs, they're no longer movable, but still, honestly, in terms of cons, there's not much. These things are great. So as such, highly recommend these guys. You know, this from the same set, like whichever one you get, I still think all of them are great. Personally, I kind of like the big ones, but you know, if for those who want the smaller ones, it's a great choice. Like I said, as always, these guys are $5, 500 yen for me, but for people who import this as a single item, you probably have to pay like a surcharge on just, you know, the marked up profit margins and shipping. At that point, it could cost you anywhere between $10 to $15. At that point, 15, I think it's a bit of a stretch, but if you have the disposable income and you love insects, then I would definitely say get it. At $10, it's not bad. Reason being, I'm just saying, is like nowadays, $15 from what I heard, like the cost of like just a meal or like what, a coffee and a little bit more. So honestly, at this point, if you have the disposable income, you know, go stay home, cook meals for a week, you know, bring lunch to work, save yourself the couple $20-30, and then you can get some of these as nice display pieces because you love bugs. Great option, you know. At least for these stag beetles, I mentioned before, Japan loves beetles. However, like Rhino Beetles are the much more popular ones. So there's tons of different sets that do Rhino Beetles. Stag Beetles are, while also slightly popular, they don't have as much variety. I feel like they have more from like just the sides. So at least Stag Beetles, different molds or different types of Stag Beetles are a bit more rare. So yeah, but except for that, like unless you're in Japan, like how many other places can you get beetle toys and at such a detailed level with a display stand? So it's all kind of like stylized in a certain way, so like a uniform set. So yeah, definitely highly recommend it. You know, if you're fans of bugs, great. I guess as always, the only thing I can say against these things that maybe you don't want it is, one, they are a bit sharp, so if you have kids that like touching things, they might get hurt. You know, poke their eyes if they're really, you know, not careful. And maybe if you have friends or family that just hate bugs, these things are quite realistic, so this may freak them out. So that's about it. But yeah, Busters, that's pretty much it. So as always, if you guys have any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to you on that, because I do know I try to speed things up to try to cut the video time down, which does not work, as it always goes over. And as always, I hope you found this video useful, you know, and it helped you decide whether you want to get these or not. But as always, greatly appreciate you guys watching these, and I hope you join me again for the last video, at least in this series, for the third one. I think I misread it. I think it was called the Mighty one, based on like Kamen Rider Kuga. So, but yeah, bigger mandible. So please look forward to that if you're interested. As always, this is Buster-kun here, telling you he's a sad, sad kitty.